Who we got in the studio today? I don't know. Just little old me, Dr. Sock. Good morning. And my buddy Rob from Alize on the marina in Marigot. Good morning, sir.
Morning, son.
How are you?
Great, great to be back. So a
Uh,
little bit of rain today, but
a little bit of rain will wash a little bit of the dust away.
exactly.
Th- That is kind of what I have been saying, because we've had lots of Saharan dust. Just crazy. Like I sat down this morning at the table outside in front of the house, with the dog. Having dog was running around the yard. I'm having my cup of coffee, and I looked at the top of the table, and that was wiped yesterday.
Right,
And the dust was like it looked like it hadn't been cleaned in forever.
right. Yep.
Unbelievable.
We were out on Sunday. Thought my wife said, "Oh, I think you're going to get a sunset over Plum Bay," and I said, "There's, it's just too. It's the dust."
Mm.
So, but that's okay. Bring it on.
Hey, the dust keeps the storms from
Exactly.
becoming big, so we'll take it. And a little bit of rain will wash some of that away.
Right.
So, um, all all good stuff. All good stuff. How are things over at Alize?
It's been fantastic. Added some new things to the menu. We were just talking offline. A couple new cocktails debuted this week.
Brilliant.
A hibiscus infused mojito and a basil infused vodka lemonade. So
Oh, I bet you
both
that's good.
both pretty tasty. And he could do the basil lemonade without vodka, but
I might have to come and just
yeah,
somebody will have to drive me home. That's all. Strap me into the seat, and then
yeah, a lot of the same classics. And then we've got Chef Stefan, and then we brought in Chef David. So we've got two. We've got a local island chef and a chef from France. So we really are blending the tropical French theme completely.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, when you look at the some of the newer things on the menu, what are some of the things that we should really highlight and talk? Get people to come and try.
Yeah, it was tough for me because we still have the classics, the creme brulee, foie gras, and Chef Stefan just his risotto with the lemongrass. He just added scallops to it as an
Oh,
option.
I
And
bet you that's. I listen. I love
yeah,
risotto. Oh my god! And the lemongrass risotto,
right.
killer, killer.
Yeah, it's really good.
And you said we just added shrimp to it,
Yeah, scallops.
scallops to it.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So you could do it either way, with scallops or without. But added a couple of new a turkey dish with turkey foie gras and
Oh,
kind of a little bit more French. We did a new bouillabaisse, which a French flair to it. So it's been some great new things.
oh my god! Yum,
Yeah,
yum, 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 yum. It's always a great spot to go for lunch too.
yeah, and the marina is a little quiet in low season, but
Mhm.
we're open every day but Sunday. And
Mhm.
there's only a few. The restaurants kind of take their breaks in staggering. So
Right.
one restaurant's closed for June and July, another one's closed in August, September, October. We're open till August 15th,
Mhm.
and then we'll reopen November 1st.
Great.
So
Great.
give everybody a little bit of break so they can go on vacation.
Well, listen. Everybody needs some time off.
Right.
Everybody needs some time off. I had a very interesting experience yesterday. Yesterday on Saturday. When did I go for Saturday? I went to Anguilla on Saturday, and I was just, usually you show up half hour before the boat leaves, you get on the boat, no problem, right?
Right.
The public ferry. For whatever reason, I was early. I was trying to get on a 10:30 boat. I was there at 9:20, an hour and 10 minutes before.
Should be plenty.
Right,
Right.
more than it should be, like three times more than I need. The line came out of the ferry terminal, down the street, and then down the sidewalk in front of the West Indies Mall. That's how crazy, the number of day trippers were that were leaving here and going to Anguilla, and they were all visitors to St. Martin.
Was something special going on
No,
Gila? No,
no,
just
there was a bike race, but there was
okay.
just there was no
Not a
no
fest
huge
or
no there was no huge event. Um, and then the week before, I flew from New York to St. Martin. Excuse me, from Miami to St. Martin.
Mhm.
The early flight was full. They moved everybody that was from the oversold early flight to the middle
to
of the
the
day
to the
flight,
noon flight. Yeah.
and that was full. and so there are people here, right? It's just it's a different clientele than we're normally used to, I think.
We flew in on Sunday in
Mm.
the 10 o'clock flight on American, and it was out of Miami, and it was completely full.
Yeah,
They're asking people, they're
yeah.
giving people $500 to take a next flight.
In July,
Yeah.
this never happened. February, December, January, yes. July, never.
Right.
Um, so there you go.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to see that the shoulder is holding up, so to speak.
And a few months ago, back in April, they talking to some of the villa companies and hotels. They all said that they thought summer was going to be pretty strong. So
Yeah,
it's the rooms are full. The island's busy in different parts.
yeah, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, we
That's
had
good.
we had a good crowd last night on a Monday night. Monday we always do really well because there's not a lot open on Mondays.
Right.
It's kind of like trying to find a place on Sunday. Sunday's a little rough.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. So the moral of the story is go check out Alize.
Yeah, we just added mentioning I before my current job, I own an HR outsourcing business. I was in managing rock and roll bands, and I was out in Italy this a couple months ago, and has a great vineyard, and his winemaker is a good friend, and so we're the only ones on the island that have got a container of Sting's wine coming over.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Was Sting there?
No, he was in New York getting ready. He was doing a small tour, but we're going to see him in a few weeks. He's playing Villa d'Este in Lake Como.
Oh,
So we're
nice.
going to go see him and drink some of his wine. And but it's the only place on the island. His sister moon wine is just fantastic.
Well, you should invite him down to the island, um, and we'll find him a killer place to stay.
Right.
We just want him to do an interview and a concert. That's
That
all.
that's our plan. When he gets to Miami, we figured go to St. Bart's, and you got to stop on the way.
Well, yeah, you're here. We'll hook you up with a killer place to stay on the beach, um, and we'll do a radio interview, do a little free show on the beach somewhere,
Right.
invite people to come, and then you can wander off to St. Bart's, and we'll make sure you have a good time while you're on
There,
St. Martin, and
there
make
you
you
go.
stay here.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But
So come try his wine. By the time it gets here and clears customs, we'll have it in the fall.
well, perfect, 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 perfect. And we should do a wine tasting on the air
Yeah.
with Sting's wine. What do you think?
And we did a wine dinner with Jay Boberg. There's another guy to come to your show. He founded IRS Records, so he
Oh,
discovered REM. All the you play every band, Fine
yeah.
Young Cannibals, Concrete Blonde, the Go Go's, and sold the record company. No one's a vineyard, and just great wine. So
It's really funny how people move. Yeah, a lot of rock and rollers tend to move in that direction.
yeah, back in the day when he had IRS, they had the Police and REM, and that he couldn't afford the big parties that Warner Brothers had, Van Halen and all the bands, so he threw wine dinners, and everybody wanted to go to his dinners because it was drink cool wine
Yeah,
and then go see Van Halen.
yeah, that works. That works. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Tell everybody a little bit about some of the staples, if you will,
Sure.
on the menu at Alize.
Yeah, we've just finishing our second season, and there's some things that we rolled out a tapas in the afternoon because we're the only place really that does a happy hour in
Yeah,
Marigot. So and that's really how it all started with Patrick and myself when we were walking around. Our wives were shopping, and we were trying to find a place to have a cocktail at 3, and there's nothing in Marigot. So Alize was born. So
bravo.
tapas, we've the creme brulee with the foie gras creme brulee is fantastic.
It's killer.
The risotto, we've got a killer burger. We've got fresh fish. When some people, when you see they selling John Dory, it's coming from France on Air France
Right.
every day. Our fisherman shows up every day with, we don't know what our fish special is going to be until that day because he walks in and says, "Hey, I caught this morning. Do you want?" And so
Right.
red snapper, wahoo, grouper. So the fish is fantastic.
Really fresh.
Yeah, I mean it can't get fresher.
Right.
So the fish specials, we've got a lot of great things on the menu. So it's been a lot of fun.
What's your favorite thing?
You know, with new items on the menu this week, I've been trying to try a different
Mm.
something I haven't had, but it's so hard not to get the risotto. Or
Yeah. Thank you. That's if somebody. So, go, Sock, what's your favorite thing at Alize? The risotto.
yeah,
Mm.
and I think
And whatever risotto happens to, I like the
the
lemongrass.
lemongrass. Yeah,
But whatever the special risotto happens to be of the day, if there is one, if it's not that one, then yeah, no problem.
yeah, and the fillet with we'll do the fillet with a foie gras on top or not.
Hmm.
The fille's been fantastic. So it's always hard. You want to you most good restaurants are known for, if I'm going to Gibson's in Chicago, I'm going to get their steak.
Mm.
If you're going to, back when Pascal owned the his restaurant up in Grand Cas, you would
Yeah.
get the stuffed quail.
Yeah.
So you just become known for something.
Right.
Some staples like the foie gras and the risotto and the beef, the duck, that'll always be on the menu.
Yeah. Yum. So do you have a favorite? Are you allowed to have a favorite? Chef, don't listen.
Uh, and when I saw Chef Stefan yesterday, I walked in the kitchen and he said, "I got you. I'm making your favorites." And I said, "Just surprise me." So
I love it.
they're always good. But
So you have a new chef that you've added to the mix too, correct?
yeah. So we've got a friend, Chef David came from Southeast France,
Yeah.
and then we've got Stefan from the island. So
Yeah.
we've really combined the tropical French.
I love it.
So it's been interesting. Is David's more of a reserved, formal chef,
Hmm.
and Stefan is island time.
Hmm.
So it took a little bit of them getting together to on the island, but it's been fantastic. They've both been working creative back and forth, saying, what I love your dish, but why don't we do this to it? So
I love it.
presentation's been great.
That's I love when you see different folks from around the world figure out how to work together, and it becomes a new friendship, right?
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
You go in, you don't know how, you just hope it's going to work, and it's working great. So it's been really good.
And so let's see. Lunch starts at what time?
11:30
11:30 till.
till 11 at night. So we don't close. We stay
Yeah.
open in the afternoon, and we added the tapas so you can get some tacos and burrata and other
Mhm.
shareables and individual items all day long now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Nice,
just
nice.
trying to, and then we're open. Our official happy hour is 4 to 6,
Mhm.
4 to 6:30, but happy hour starts whenever anybody comes in.
We're always happy. We're always happy. And any lunch specials still going on? Things we should talk about?
Yeah, so this week the lunch special is a chilled soup,
Hmm.
a goat cheese salad, a fish of the day
Mhm.
with a little bit of a broth, and the pasta this week is a carbonara.
I love carbonara.
Yeah, and they didn't use bacon, which was interesting.
What did they use?
They used a different grilled pork in
Oh.
little pieces. They just thought it was a little more flavorful than bacon. And I had it
And-
yesterday, and I have to
and-
say he's right.
Okay. Live and learn.
Yeah.
Live and learn. You can never go wrong with carbonara ever.
Right.
It's one of my favorites. When I finally decide that I got one more month to go, so when I come back in early right after my next trip, and then
Right.
I've made it my 2 months of very low carb and very little, if any, sugar, um, I'm coming and I'm having carbonara.
It's so hard. I try and not eat fries, but we have fantastic fries. So
Yes, you do.
And so how can you not? As much as I try and diet and lose weight here or there,
Hey, it's very hard to do here.
it's hard.
Yeah, it's
I
very hard.
keep thinking, all right, when I go back to Chicago, I'll
Hard
diet.
there too.
So, but
Hard there too.
got a bunch of our office. I was mentioned to you. The bunch of people in my office listen to you every day.
Who's listening in the office this morning?
Probably a couple of my kids, Dawn, my assistant, Chris, and our insurance side.
Good morning.
They said your music reminds them of the old Loop radio station in Chicago. There's no real rock station in Chicago anymore.
Really?
So everyone
That's
listens to you
horrible.
online. Oh, you can't. There's really nothing. Everyone's going to serious or pop music or country, but old rock and roll, it's not in Chicago.
So I guess I have to come do a Chicago tour.
There you
We'll
go.
take Island 92 on tour in Chicago.
There you go.
Could you set it up?
Sure,
Talk to your.
absolutely.
We'll set it up. I'll come with a remote kit. We'll
Yeah.
set up and we'll do the morning show from. Problem is, what time is it in Chicago now?
It's only an hour before you right
Oh,
now. It's
that's not
yeah,
horrible.
10 to 9.
Okay.
We've got a studio in our building because we do our podcast and an HR chat. So we've got a whole studio. So you know, bring your laptop.
There you go. This could work. This could completely work. This could completely work. I just need a good internet connection. I know you'll be able to help me with that.
We've got great internet.
There.
Exactly. My brother handles all the operations, and our internet's always screaming.
Live from Chicago. Fresh air in the morning. Live from Chicago. I love it. We're gonna figure out how to do this.
All right.
I usually try and travel just with a carry on,
Right.
but the whole remote kit is in effectively in two roller boards, so
Yeah.
no problem.
It's a full studio, mics, mixing boards, ready to roll.
Yeah, easy peasy to do. So I look forward to that. We'll have to make it. We're going to talk off the air. Figure out how we
Okay.
make this happen. Pick a time. I haven't been to Chicago in so long. I had an office. I'm trying to remember, where was the Chicago? We had an office in Chicago. I never spent that. I think I was only there 2 or 3 times. I spent more time in the Chicago office, but we were always outside Chicago and
In the suburbs, yeah.
yeah, always back in the day. And I spent a lot of time in Toronto, which is also not far either.
Yeah. No.
Just on the other side of the lake, so to speak.
Right.
So.
It's so similar to Chicago.
Yeah, and there's both cities are so different than New York, which is what I just loved.
Right.
But
summertime in both cities, and even summertime in New York, if as long as you're not out at the beginning of the night when they put all the garbage out.
Yeah, exactly. I would love everyone to go over and visit Rob at Alize in Marigot on the marina. Super easy to find. And so if you're standing if you're in the the kind of the horseshoe of the U of the marina in Marigot, if you have your back to the water, left hand side,
you're looking right at us.
right.
Yeah, we're the only black and white awning, and a few new businesses are popping up. That in the last few months. So it's the marina. It's coming back.
Yeah.
And we knew it would take a couple of years, but you're starting to see the marina, and we're constantly battling some people saying, "Oh, the marina's not safe." We're
That's
there
not
all the
true.
time. It's not safe. It's super safe. There's plenty of parking. It for whatever reason,
it's as safe as anywhere else on the planet. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
We had some guests coming from a hotel, and the concierge said, "Oh, why are you going to Marigot? It's not safe." I'm like, "It's super safe. We walk around at night. It's as safe as anywhere on the island."
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And has great restaurants.
Alize. Always good stuff. Brother, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, appreciate you having me in.
And we look forward to sending everybody over for lunch.
All right.
I'm going to try and get to you maybe later this week.
Okay.
For lunch. I'm going to have to behave.
I don't know if we have anything without sugar.
No, not.
Or without carbs.
Well, no, I'm going to do the filet.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we'll do, the vegetables on the side. I will forego the risotto.
We wait until next time for that.
Yeah. And then there you go. I just have to be careful. I have to stay away from the dessert and the crazy drinks.
Oh, the dessert. We do this dessert now. Instead of doing an individual dessert,
You're tempting
what you
me.
can do, but it's 4 samples of desserts. So you're getting, like last night, a coconut ice cream, a little creme brulee, a little mousse, and it's
Yum.
Yeah, it's tempting.
I'll bring somebody with me and I'll watch them eat.
There you
and
go.
I'll smile. That's the way it works. Rob from Alize, always a pleasure, sir. Still music on Fridays in the marina, or no? Yeah,
Friday every night. Yep.
Perfect. Always a pleasure, sir. 9:53 as we work our way through the morning together. We'll take a quick commercial break and figure out where we go next. Stick around. More Fresh Air in the Morning is on the way.